what keeps striking me is that when Sid first had this experience, he knew in that moment that these principles had the power to change the fields of psychology and psychiatry. That was unfathomable to me and Ken. That was impossible. I mean, it's beyond description. Imagine if you knew nothing, if you were like struggling in your life and really insecure, and your friends around you were insecure, and then one particularly insecure friend came to you and said, I've discovered the secret to life. And what I've discovered is going to change the world. And here's what it is. Just like now when I think that, when I say that, I'm moved, I'm touched to the core by the possibilities of this, by the potential of this. But at that time, I just thought he was nuts. From the nitty-gritty to this, It's amazing, but he knew that it would touch, it would change, not just touch. He said change the fields of psychology and psychiatry. He knew that. And as time went on, and somehow it spread out there without any marketing or anything, just the naturalness, word of mouth that spread. To this day, I do not know how that first psychologist that came and would fall asleep in Sid's front room, I don't know how he came to the island. I have no idea.
Fall asleep? Is it the story?
He would fall asleep, like he would come, and then Sid would talk to him in the front room, and he would fall asleep. He would just drift off. Remember, I told that story, and then Sid would sort of tiptoe out of the front room and go and mow the lawn and just have a wonderful time mowing the lawn, and he'd come in half an hour, and John would wake up and go like, oh, Sid, that was amazing what you said. And Sid would just smile, he was so kind, so kind. And then from him, the other ones came in. But as it was their health, like it was the change in Roger Mills, because George and Linda left kind of in a huff, and then they saw the change in Roger, and that got them. It was the change in their colleague, and so then as Roger started to work with his clients, his clients that he used to make cry, not as we do here, weep with joy and with richness, they would cry because he would probe their problems. That's how he thought traditionally. Get the problems out, get it out. Tell me about what went wrong. What's the worst thing that's happened? Tell me. When you get it out, this will help release you. And he didn't realize that it was making it worse. And so they'd cry, and then he thought, good hour's work. I've made them cry, they vented, this is good work. But then he began to see, as he learned and gained insight, he began to see that wasn't the way, and his gentleness came out because he had found something deep inside himself. And so he would talk to them about thought, not even the nature of thought, because none of us knew anything. Sid did, but we knew nothing about the nature of thought. We knew a little bit about thought creates our experience, so he would talk to them about that, and often would move into thinking. Kind of the opposite of what you were saying, Lana, that at one point you held your thought. You'd see, okay, there's a thought, there's a thought, there's a thought. But then you saw thought as transient, transitory. It moves, it flows. So it's only if we hang on to it that reality persists. When it flows, we have the power then to continually create new reality. And soon it's flowing so nicely that we have slipped into our default setting of peace and clarity, and reality is being created without us thinking about it. Just like that. We're not even thinking about it. We are at a spiritual level, but in a physical level, it feels like we're not even thinking about it. We're just feeling it. We're feeling our thinking.